Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Holy Family Athletic and Intramural Complex, home of your number one ranked University of Tampa Spartans. Today, the Spartans welcome the number 8 ranked Pace University Setters. Here are today's starting lineups, beginning with the setters of Pace University, who entered today's game with a record of 5-1. Attacker is a junior from Port Jefferson Station, New York, number 1, Maddie Schubert. Midfielder is a junior from Medford, New York, number 2, Mackenzie Carita. Attacker is a sophomore from Wading River, New York, number 5, Annie Sheehan. Attacker is a junior from Brewster, New York, number 6, Sasha Kulo. Defender is a sophomore from Highland Mills, New York, number 18, Colleen Gilligan. Defender is a junior from West Islip, New York, number 22, Natasha Francina. Midfielder is a sophomore from Port Jefferson Station, New York, number 22, Lindsay Radman. Midfielder is a senior from Mahopac, New York, number 27, Gigi Genevieve. Attacker is a senior from West Islip, New York, number 28, Nikki Mattes. Defender is a junior from Brookhaven, New York, number 29, Alyssa Wolf. Attacker is a sophomore from Islip, New York, number 31, Sarah Scheidel. And in goal for the Setters is a freshman from Bright Waters, New York, number 33, Elsa Bronco. Head coach of the Setters is Tricia Malfetta, assisted by Melissa Lampreys, Amber Newman, and Rob Malfetta. And now, here are your University of Tampa Spartans. Defender is a senior from Smithtown, New York, number 4, Lexi Water. Defender is a senior from Bohemia, New York, number 5, Erin McLaughlin. Attacker is a junior from Towson, Maryland, number 12, Peyton Howell. Defender is a junior from Worthington, Ohio, number 20, Isabel Avila. Defender is a junior from Colorado Springs, Colorado, number 21, Grace Lichtenberger. Defender is a senior from Radnor, Pennsylvania, number 23, Katie Deschamps. Defender is a grad student from Syracuse, New York, number 25, Delaney Starr. Attacker is a sophomore from Havertown, Pennsylvania, number 30, Isabel McGarvey. Defender is a senior from Marlton, New Jersey, number 32, Grace Gilmore. Midfielder is a grad student from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, number 33, Christina Sato. Midfielder is a freshman from Longmeadow, Mass, number 50, Maddie Schillick. And in goal is a sophomore from Parker, Colorado, number 60, Sevi Barbosa. Head coach of your Spartans is Kelly Gallagher, assisted by Kelly Uday, Samantha Paglicetti, and Elizabeth Gaynor. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. YMCA, University of Tampa, and Pace University all promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Using obscene gestures, profanity, racial, sexist, or unduly provocative language or actions toward officials, opponents, spectators, or administrators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the premises. The use of artificial noisemakers and alcohol products are not permitted. Smoking is permitted along the fenced areas outside the stadium. Be sure to check out our digital game program for today's matchup. Go to utgameday.com on your mobile device to view the team. Yeah.
You are watching Tampa Spartans and the game is about to start at the face-off. Tampa possession. Oh, turnover to Pace. Or just didn't turn over Tampa. Swinging the ball around the left side of the field, around the back of the net. Looking, causing Tampa some stall when it comes to taking a shot. Oh, goes for the shot, blocked. Pace is now making their run out the defensive half, but high pressure from Tampa. Crossing the midfield line is Pace with the ball. Oh, swinging around the back. Pace now enters their attacking third. Tampa seems to be very relaxed on defense, kind of playing a zonal vibe. It's a beautiful day here today in Tampa. Very blue sky, no clouds, perfect game day weather, good vibes. It's a little hot, but not too bad. .73 degrees and no clouds to see. Oh, big turnover for Tampa, running up the field. Looking to see if we can capitalize on some big moments here. Who's going to be the first goal? Always sets the tone of the game. Goes for the shot. Nice goal. Tampa goal. And the first goal goes to Spartan, Audrey Wisdom, unassisted. Good start to the half so far. Tampa just came off a pretty big win on a 2-game day game. They started playing on Sunday, but unfortunately got rained out pretty bad, so they continued their game Monday afternoon where they took the win 16-3 against Mercy. At the face-off X, Spartans bench is pretty electric right now, giving some good cheers for their team, keeping the vibes up strong. It looked like it was going to be a pace possession, but they had a little fobble with the ball, so it picked up by Tampa. Now we're in the back half of the attacking third for Tampa. Tampa does a really good job using space and keeping their body away from the defender, giving themselves enough distance to decide what they want to do, whether it's a shot, running, passing. They always have time, which they do a really good job of. There was a whistle on the play, but I'm unsure what the call is going to be. Oh, it looks like it's going to be an 8-meter play. A free position play. Shot on net and a goal. Nicely done. Number 50, Maddie Sicklick. Sizzlick.
A Spartan goal by number 50, Maddie Shillett.
We're back off the face-off X. It's 2-0 Tampa. Just a couple minutes into the first quarter here. Big face-off push to a pace possession. Oh, foul on Tampa. Kind of looked like she came from behind. Maybe a aggressiveness with the stick slashing. Ooh, pace shot hit right off the crossbar. Very unfortunate. Seemed to be some type of play they had going there. Everyone was very zone man-to-man marking, and one girl kind of solely took that. But Tampa makes their way down to their attacking third. Around the back of the net. They're looking for goal. Oh, and Pace possession now. That was a good defensive play by Pace. Probably a really big turnover for this half. Really should probably look to get a goal soon. Tampa's about to go on a little rally. Bring it around the top of the 8-meter hash marks. Looking for what to do, but Tampa's playing very well on defense. Not leaving them a lot of room to make decisions. And doing really well following their man when time comes. Oh, nicely done. Oh, shot again off the post. Twice in a row, that has to be some bad luck. Hopefully they can turn it around with a nice goal here. Nicely done, and goal, Pace. Number 19, Allison
Goal scored by number 19,
Petrullo from number 2, Mackenzie Carta for the first goal for Pace. And now we're 2-1 Tampa with just under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Tampa is overall 8-0 right now, with 5 away games and 3 home games on a very good start to the year, especially coming off a national championship. You know they have an extra big target on their back this year, but they seem to be taking the pressure pretty well. At the face-off X again. And there's a whistle on the play. It's going to be a Tampa ball. Around the back of the net. Tampa does a really good job with composure. They don't rush anything, and if the opportunity is not there, they will gladly swing it around the whole field, take their time for the opportunities, and maybe that's why they're so dangerous in the back half. Oh, for the net. Oh. Foul on the play. It was a draw control by Lexi Waters from UT. Free position play and blocked. Tampa regains the possession though. Nicely done. And now they're going to restart their offense. Pace seems to be doing a really good job with the physicality, and maybe that's what Tampa needs to see a little bit more. Because we know that they have speed on their feet, but can they take a little hit from the stick and still be able to control the ball, find the net, and capitalize on the big opportunities? Getting her way out of that. Peyton Howell. Peyton Howell has been off to a really good start with the University of Tampa this year. I believe she just hit her 100 career goal not too long ago. And she is just a really big offensive force for this University of Tampa team. I think the offense really appreciates what she is and what she can bring to the field. Luckily, she'll have one more year here, so her legacy is not done yet. Pace now in their attacking third. Slowly passing the ball around, looking for opportunity. Tries to make a little pass through the middle, but Tampa's defense did a really good job stopping that. And Tampa turnover across the half line. Looking for some offense now. 2v2. Oh, good defense by Pace. Their team did a really good job backtracking, which is one thing I think both teams do a really good job of. They don't really leave their teammates to defend for themselves. They always track back, both sides. Swinging it around the top of the key, Pace, looking for an opportunity here. A rather low-scoring game for Tampa at the moment. They've had some pretty large goal amounts the past couple games. I mean, they started off their season with a game against Rollins, 26-9. Everyone's getting a turn with the goal. Pace goes in for the shot. Nice save by Tampa. Isabella Villa up the field for Tampa, taking her time, finding a nice pass. Trying to slow down the offense. There's been a lot of turnovers back and forth. I think both teams kind of need to settle down and go back to their game plans. Swinging around the back of the net, taking their time. And there's a call on the play. Unsure of the foul, but we'll find out. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a free position play for Tampa. See, oh, went backwards. It's probably smart. I think a lot of people probably anticipated the shot on goal, but it's nice to switch it up. Nicely done. Huge Tampa goal. Very composed, switched it around the back of the net. Found the face-off draws have been pretty even throughout Tampa and Pace, both kind of going tit for tat, Pace, then Tampa, Pace, then Tampa, but this one is going to be Pace. Bringing it down. Taking their time, try to find a good opportunity here. They don't want to let Tampa get on a goal-scoring streak here. Sometimes that can really crush the mood of a game for the opposing team. So the goal right now would be really huge for the energy of their team. Another post shot. That is the third one this game, but they can finally finish with a goal. It's going to be 2-3 Tampa, but a Pace goal.
Pace goals go at number 2, Mackenzie Carita.
Mackenzie Carita, number 2 from Pace, was able to finish that opportunity after a third post shot from Pace. We're going to be back at the face-off X. Maddie Schillick. Maddie Schillick. It's going to be taking the draw for Tampa. And what do you know? Tampa wins the face-off draw. Going down around the back of the net. Some high pressure from Pace. Oh, bounce pass, but we're all right. Good find at the top of the key. Can she make the play? Oh, good defense. And a goal. Oh, foul before the play. It almost looked like she golfed the lacrosse ball into it. Hit off the long part of her stick. Never seen that before, but first time for everything. But it was called back. And it's going to be a free position shot. Number 30 has the ball. Isabel McGarvey, sorry. They're going to go negative with the ball and start to keep the possession, maybe slow down the game a bit. Tried to find that inside pass right in front of the crease, but Pace did a good job of defense and was able to knock it out of its way, and it's going to be a pace possession right at the 30-yard line. Keeping possession around the net. Gonna go out through the backside. They're also trying to find that cutting run into the crease, but Tampa is doing a very good job having a second defender behind the girl who's making the cut in. So they'll man mark the girl that's running in and have a second girl follow, which I think it's kind of making it hard to make that pass with confidence because there's going to be 2 Tampa sticks versus 1 pace stick to try to get the ball. You have to be picture perfect to land that. But on the opposing side, Tampa is doing a really good job with a second runner. So they'll have one girl run through the crease area and kind of fizzle out, draw the defender, and another girl bolts in, get the ball, shoot, score. They had a Pace had a free position shot, but they were not able to capitalize on it. It went a little high. Ooh, some physicality right in front of the crease. Seems to be a lot of motion on the field right now. I think teams are getting a little more physical than they had planned to this early, but that's all right. It's going to be a free position shot for Pace. Let's see what they can do with it. Big goal right now will equalize the game. And Tampa does a great job on defense, and the goalie easily scoops that up. Oh, bad pass. All right. Tampa possession. They're very filled with a lot of defenders around them, and it actually, well done on Pace, forced a turnover. And a turnover that led to a foul. So now it's going to be Pace possession right at the half mark as they're going to make their way down the field. Tampa's doing a really good job. Wow, 3v1. I think Tampa has a very unforgiving defense. When the second they lose the ball, they are the quick people to turn around and try to win that ball. Another foul on the play. Player, it looks like running off, maybe needs a quick break, quick breather. But it's going to be a Pace ball about 10 yards in front of the 30-yard hash marks.
Tampa penalty to number 30 is Isabel McGarvey. 1 minute for pushing.
Isabel McGarvey had a 1-minute penalty. For pushing. See, Pace did a really good job there. They had that girl making that cutting run to the front of the crease, but again, Tampa just had someone right on her back. They were not able to make a successful pass, and the ball, Pace did regain the ball, but easily could have been a good turnover. Around the back of the net, Pace is going to try to slow down the game maybe, get some possession and relax. Good little juke there around the net on the dive. Ooh, goalie save. Pace kind of made a rounding run from the back of the net, a little diving shot, but it was unsuccessful. It's going to be a Tampa ball coming out the back. Down and around the right side of the field. And it's going to be a big turnover. Pace bringing the ball up the field. But she's swarmed by Tampa defense. Oh, she frees herself a little bit, enough to get the pass off. Good defense. Good defense by Sia Markowski. Sia does a really good job transforming from an offensive player to a defensive player. She really has both aspects. And I know being a midfielder, it's a lot of running and a lot of work, but she seems to make it look pretty easy, and she always seems to be there for her teammates when they need it. And she's just a sophomore from New York, so she'll have a good more 2 years here to really build her position on this team. Some good defense as Pace tries to keep that ball in the attacking third, but Tampa's defense is just ruthless. They're very not letting any good, easy opportunities happen, and results of that, a simple turnover like that. Quickly bringing the ball up the field, and they're already in the second half. Now we're in the attacking third. And it looks a pretty even matchup, a good 5v5. Around the back of the net, Tampa constantly has someone checking into that top of the crease spot. And a nice play. And who do you know? It's Peyton Howell with the goal. A nice little scoop shot underneath. Took a proper bounce right in front of the goalie. Unsavable. That's going to be a tough shot to save.
New Tampa goal scorer number 12, Peyton Howell.
And it was unassisted, so add that to her accomplishments so far this year. And like I said before, she's only a junior, so she has one more year and half of a season left to keep adding on to her tallies of what she's trying to succeed. And she'll definitely be a big part to this team, hopefully bringing home another national championship this year. But we're back at the face-off X. It's Mary Kay Person going to take the draw for Tampa. And there's a call from the ref that's not in the face-off. Kind of one of the outside refs made this call, but it's a Tampa ball, and the clock runs out.
That is the end of the first quarter.
End of quarter, it's going to be 2 pace for Tampa. And we'll see you back here after the break.
Through TampaStats.com. Be sure to follow all Tampa games on TampaStats.com.
Pace is Sasha Kulo. And the face-offs have been pretty even throughout the game. Everyone, it seems to be Pace and Tampa, Pace and Tampa. So last one was Tampa. Let's see if this one's going to be Pace. And they're going to break that, and it's going to be a Tampa ball. Some high-pressure defense. Tried to do a little ground ball to her teammate, but it was scooped up by Pace, and then they had a turnover, ended up being Pace's ball anyway. So they're going to bring it around the left side of the field. Maybe slow the game down a bit. And as you know, they switch sides for each quarter, so if you're watching now, you see Pace is going to be scoring to the left, and Tampa is going to be scoring to the right. Everyone seems to be man-to-man marking. They try to find the ball inside to the run through the crease, but unsuccessful. And now it seems to be a stick war for who gets ball, and it's going to be Pace. Good stick skills there, but Tampa defense is just too good. Looks like there's going to be a foul on the play. And Pace is going to get the ball at the 8-meter mark. She goes negative with it. Now they're looking to bring it around. Oh, run inside, and it almost just like she tripped, but the ref seems to be calling a foul. And they're going to be back at the 8-meter arc for another shot. Free position play, number 1, Lisa Heffernan. Oh, I'm sorry, Maddie Schubert, the junior from New York. Tampa goalie has some possession. A big trip there in the middle by Tampa. Not sure what happened there. Big goalie ball out, but is unsuccessful. Looked like the pass was going to Isabel Avia, but it was unsuccessful, out of bounds, and it's going to be a Pace ball right at the half mark. Peyton Howell was there with some pressure, though. Now they're going to force Pace to swing it around the field, deep in their half. Interesting to see right now. Normally, Tampa keeps 3 of their offenders way past the half mark, but they all seem to be inside that 30-meter free zone that they have into their half. And they're kind of just hanging out on the midpoint line. But rather before, they were all deep into the opposing 30-meter zonal area. Oh, it's a Pace turnover. Tampa ball coming in deep from their end. Lexi Waters, she's been a really big help to this team. She has possession right now. She's trying to start the offense for Tampa. Oh, some aggressive stick play on Pace. She gets shoved to the ground, but she's not unfamiliar with that. Monday's game against Mercy, she took a pretty big hit late in the third quarter. Caused her to come out, so she's not unfamiliar with a nice physical play. But Tampa's going to keep possession at the top of their 12-meter mark, and Peyton Howell looked hot and ready for a shot, but gets the call. Seems to be a Pace foul, so Tampa free position play. Peyton Howell. Oh, unsuccessful. Well done by the Pace goalie. Looked like she almost stuck her foot out, hit off her shoe. But it doesn't matter. It's not in the back of the net, so we'll take it. And Pace just tried to come out deep in their corner, but something must have happened, so it's going to be a turnover. Now Tampa has their ball right where they want to be, the final attacking third. And another call. Or whistle happy today. Free position play for Tampa. A lot of respect for the girls that don't just run in and take the shot. I know if I was out there, I would be selfish and take the shot every time, but maybe that's why I don't play lacrosse. Oh, nicely done, Tampa. They find that open girl right at about 3 yards outside the crease circle. But good composure. They take it back out. Now they're around the back of the net, but it almost looks like that girl just tripped the Tampa girl. But that's okay. It's going to be a pace ball coming out deep in the back of their field. But Tampa has some pretty high pressure on them, as they should. I would be pretty annoyed if that wasn't a Tampa ball myself. Ground ball opportunity unsuccessful for Tampa. So Pace is going to start their offense possession pretty high up in their offensive third. Maybe it's time to slow the game down a bit. You can tell that there's a lot of emotion and energy on the field right now. I think it's getting a little physical. Pace just had a shot unsuccessful, went a little wide, but they had one of their players deep into the sideline area, so she was able to regain the possession. Looks like Nikki Modis from Pace just tried to use some footwork, but it wasn't good enough for the Tampa defense, unfortunately. She had to pass it off. But she re-got the ball. She's at the top of the key area. Trying to use that footwork, gets the shot off. Honestly, I lost the ball during that shot. It looks like it's in the goalie's stick, so nice save for Tampa. They really shouldn't use yellow balls, I fear. Sometimes it can be hard to track with the sunlight, especially here in sunny Tampa. But we move on. Seems to be some type of call going on, slowing down the game.
A yellow card issued to the setters number 28, Nikki Modis. A 2-minute penalty.
There was a yellow card for Nikki Modis from Pace. 2-minute penalty. Why'd she get that? Not sure the reason, but we'll move on. Tampa is making their way to their attacking third. Sia's on the ball, passed it to Peyton Howell. Around the back, they're moving quick here, trying to get Pace off their feet. Trying to catch them where they're flat-footed and they can capitalize on an opportunity here. And as I mentioned before, pretty low-scoring game for Tampa. They're pretty quick to capitalize on opportunities, and so far this season they've been very, very successful with that. Looks like it was supposed to be a pass that kind of got miscommunicated, so Tampa's situation has now turned to a turnover, which is going to be Pace coming out the X area, which is behind the back of the net. And it's going to be a timeout for Pace. So we will see you after the timeout.
Go to TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back from that brief timeout from Pace. It is 4-2, Tampa with the lead. But it's going to be a Pace possession right at the 30-yard line. And a quick turnover. Tampa is down the field. Looks like they're trying to slow the offense down a little bit, trying to gain that good possession, passing possession at the top of the 12-meter arc, but there is a call on the play. We have a Pace player running off the field. It looks like number 23, Lindsey Radman. And it's a green card.
Setters penalty to number 23, Lindsey Radman. 1 minute for offside.
1 minute for offsides. Now, mind you, Pace is now 2 players down. They have the first girl who had the red card about a minute and a half ago and a new player with a green card. So Tampa should really look to take advantage of this man-up situation, as now Pace is 2-man down. But it looks like there's about to be another call on the play. Ref's holding a yellow flag in her hand. And wow, another Pace yellow card. Refs must be seeing something that I am not. But wow, if I was Pace, I would definitely trying to be playing more of a zonal defense, as now they're 3-man down. And mind you, in lacrosse, you have to have 4 girls that are above the defensive 30-yard line. So they really have 4 defenders out there and the goalie, but Tampa goes to take the shot off the crossbar, but don't you worry, Tampa is there. It's Sia Markowski to finish the goal. Oh, I totally lied. Mary-Kate Person with the Spartan goal, my fault. Looked like number 19 had it. But shout out Mary-Kate. And that's going to be a 5-2 Tampa lead. Number 50, Maddie Schillick. By the end of this game, I promise you I'll get her last name right.
19, Sia Markowski.
Okay. So everything I just said about who scored that goal, don't listen. It was Sia Markowski with the goal for Tampa. And just to recap what happened, Tampa took a shot, hit off that crossbar. Sia was crashing the net, which very well done. Was able to put it in a perfect cradle, get the shot off, a nice bouncer down low, and boom, Tampa goal, 5-2. Got some 7 minutes and some change left in the second quarter, my fault. So there's a lot of time for Pace to really get back in this game. Not that they're not in this game, but I believe Tampa has scored the last 3 goals, so time for them to capitalize on an opportunity, put themselves back in the running. Face-off is going to be a Tampa possession. Maddie Schillick down the field, but there seems to be a call on the play. And Pace now, as previously they had 3 girls out on a foul, but they are just down to 1 girl now. And as I just said that, another girl gets a card.
Setters penalty to number 77, Julia Lisi. 1 minute for illegal use of the stick.
Pace, number 77, Julia Lissy, who was just out for the foul, but she'll make her way back in and get the first play of the restart. Seems to be a 50-50 ball. Who's going to pick it up? Pace had it. Got a little aggressive over there. And I think Tampa got a little happy, thought it was going to be their ball, but it almost looked like Lexi Waters kind of used her stick a little too aggressively, draw the foul, and it's a Pace possession. So they're going to be making their way down the right side of the field. Tampa's pretty high pressure with defense right now. That Sia Markowski's right there. But they are double teaming her, and nicely done. Well, I thought it was going to be nicely done, but unfortunately it was a foul or a call. So it's going to be a Pace possession right outside the 30-yard line on their attacking third. Pace is going to bring the ball around the 12-meter hash arc. Maybe try to slow it down a bit. They haven't had a lot of opportunities in this second quarter. So right now would be a great time to start, but unfortunately they look for the pass inside and it was unsuccessful. Goalie swoops it up from Tampa, and Tampa's going to be making their way down the field. Running down their right side of the field, Tampa. Grace Gilmore bringing that possession, starting it in the offense. Around the top of the 12-meter arc, looking for some opportunities, but it looks like Pace is getting a little extra defensive maybe, giving Tampa a lot of pressure on that ball because as seen through Tampa's every other game, you can tell if someone gives them space and an opportunity, they're going to capitalize on it. Hence the reason why a lot of their games end up such high score, 27-4, 23-4, and even their game early in the week was 16-3. So Pace is doing a good job not giving them that space. Has a switch of goalie for Pace. It's going to be Samantha Tengwe in for Pace. Maybe they need a little switch at the moment. There was a freshman from Pace that started the game in net, so, you know, she's young. That's all right. Give her the experience, but sometimes you got to build her up, and that's totally okay. So give her opportunities, let a vet come in, take control. Maybe she'll go back in the game before you know it. But Pace is going to have possession down, and they're attacking third right now. Kind of taking their time around the net. I like how girls lacrosse, their shot clock has such a long time. Like, there's no really need to rush. They have 75 seconds once they cross over. And so it's just enough time. It's more than enough time to try an opportunity, get denied, maybe circle back, try again, and really take time to score a good, nice goal. But let's see if Pace can capitalize right now. They have a, what's it called? Free position play. Oh, nicely done by the Tampa goalie. Looks like number 0 from Pace took that, so Lisa Heffernan. Very well positioned shot, but Tampa goalie must be practicing that extra because she was easily able to save it. Good footwork for Pace and was able to capitalize on the goal. It's going to be 3-6 Tampa. It was a very crucial goal for Pace. They really needed to get the energy up. You can see that their offense is huddling, defense is huddling. Maybe just saying, like, guys, we're still in this. This game's not out of our reach. Let's go see what we can do. Annie Sheenan, number 5 from Pace, was able to maybe turn this energy around for Pace. Good for her. But back at the face-off X, number 26 for Tampa, Mary Kate Person, and 77 for Pace, Julia Lissy. Seems to be some commotion. But it's all right. I know if I was a face-off player, I would have a hard time not putting a little extra pressure while holding that ball neutral. That's just me, though. These girls seem to be doing it at ease. But it's very different from boys lacrosse because boys are on the ground and their sticks almost match up. And it's just a flick of the wrist. The girls kind of shoot the ball up in the air and hope for the best. But what looked like a 50-50 ball is now going to be a Tampa possession. But a little bobble from the pass, and looks like some stick activity maybe around the head area, so it's a pace possession crossing the midfield line. And maybe they need to slow down a bit. They just scored a pretty big goal, so maybe just take their time, find an opportunity. Again, they have so much time. We got about 3.5 left in the first half of the game and over a minute in the possession clock, so definitely just take their time, look to see what they got. You haven't seen any girls really run through the middle yet making that diving cut, but maybe they have something up their sleeve. They're going to surprise the Tampa defense. Some good D by number 20, Isabel Avia from Tampa. Was able to get her stick-to-stick contact, ball bounced out, but it's going to be a pace possession. Maybe it was a unsafe play around the head. Tried to make that pass from the back half of the net, so the X area. Tried to make that diving pass forward, but it was unsuccessful for pace. So they're regain possession, circle back around the top of the 12. See what they can do with it. Tampa's next game is a conference game against Florida Southern. It's going to be March 26th. That'll be a pretty big game because they are going to be their first conference play of the whole year. And going into this game right now, Tampa is 8-0. So we will see what happens with that. But shot clock ran out. Ace got the final shot last few seconds. Tampa was easily able to save that, so they're going to make their way down across half point. Grace Gilmore. She seems to do a really good job playing her role. She does her defensive work and then creates the offense, goes back to her home. And that's exactly the type of players that you need on the field on a team. You're always going to have the more adventurous players that like to do more, try more, get involved a little bit more, but having those staple players that play their position properly always are a good thing. But a nice pass right to the middle of the 8 arc area for Tampa, and it looks like she might have gotten hit on the head. Her ponytail braid is flying everywhere. I can tell she's in pain. And it is going to be a yellow card for number 22 on pace, Natasha Franchina, the junior from New York. Going to be a 2-minute penalty, so Tampa again has a man-up situation, but they have yet to capitalize on one. They were at a point when Pace had 3 penalties and had 3 people out, but Tampa didn't score, so shout out Pace defense for that. Going to be a free position play and capitalize with a goal. She chucks her stick to the ground because she's like, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like number 21, Grace Linchenberg. Lincolnberg, my fault. Maybe. She's a pretty big transfer for Tampa. I believe she came from a pretty big D1 school where she was a very successful player. And she decided to come to the Sunshine State and see what she has to do here. She puts the Tampa Spartans ahead 7-3 now. Grace came from the University of Oregon. She is a junior. And she has a pretty long resume of her high school accomplishments for lacrosse. And not just to name a few, she was an All-American twice, named as All-State, went to the USA Combine in 2021, so she has some good experience, and that's just what the Spartans look for when they look for recruits. So right at the face-off X we are again. Got about a minute and a half left in the first half of the game. Going to be a Tampa possession. Maybe looking to get one more here. Both teams are probably looking to get one more shot on goal, maybe even a goal to end the half. Maybe set the tone for the second half. But Tampa also could run the clock. They have 60 seconds left on their possession clock, but less than a minute left in the game. So maybe strategically they just run the clock out, keep the lead. Oh, but maybe not. Big overhead pass. Tampa unsuccessful with the catch. So it's going to be a pace ball deep in their defensive third. But high pressure from Tampa. Well done by Peyton Howell, giving the pace girl a very hard time moving into her second half. And you have 4 Tampa players versus 2 Pace players, but somehow Pace was successfully able to get the ball into their attacking third, and here they go with 12 seconds left on the clock. I would just shoot it. 5 seconds, shot, and a goal. Nicely done, Pace. That is exactly what they needed to bring up the energy for the second half, and I mean, that's going to be the last goal of the half. It's going to leave them 7-4 Tampa, but a pretty big goal because now they're going to have the momentum coming into the second half. Although Tampa has the lead, doesn't matter. Who scored that? The goal is number 28, Nikki Modis. Came up big for her team. Face-off X with only 3 seconds to go. This is honestly pointless, but let's do it anyways. And it's going to be a dead possession. Pace scooped it up. Clock ran out. So, first half, 7 Tampa, 4 Pace. We'll see you in a little bit for the second half of some lacrosse on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday in Tampa. third. And as you know, the sides are now switched again, so if you're watching the screen, Tampa is going to be scoring to the left, and Pace is going to be scoring to the right. So Tampa has possession right now at the top of the 12-meter arc, looking to find that shot, but they're unsuccessful, so they're going to circle back around. It's been a pretty physical game so far in the first half. There was a lot of emotion and a lot of energy, so things got pretty aggressive, but a quick Tampa goal to start the second half is number 50, Maddie Schillick, who is also one of the dominant face-off players for Tampa, and she's been playing very well today so far. Check her stick, make sure it's all good, and it's going to be 8-4 Tampa. Quick 50 seconds into the third quarter, Tampa scores a goal. That's what they do best. You can tell the girls are happy on the field. You got some Tampa girls dancing to the music to celebrate. But Pace is still in this game. A quick 2-3 goal rally right now could really turn this game around. So Maddie Schillick goes from scoring the goal to the face-off X as she goes against the Pace face-offer. Tampa sideline pretty happy for that goal. And it almost looked like they cut into the circle a little too early. I know in soccer you're not allowed inside the circle around the face-off area. I'm not sure how lacrosse works, but they had a pretty quick jump. Maybe it was a false start situation. But Pace is going to pick up the possession down by their 12-meter arc area into their attacking third. Their offensive players slowly getting into position as two girls kind of pass back and forth to buy some time. But they tried to make a risky pass and paid off, I guess, because it's still a paced ball, but could have easily been a Tampa turnover and we would have been down the other way. But little switch on defense there, two-man switch, and it's a Pace goal. They did a really good job there because the two girls almost set a screen situation and Tampa kind of was unfamiliar and it was a you go, I go situation, so the one girl was kind of left to herself. And we got cartwheels down the Pace sideline right now. And it's going to be a goal by number 0, Lisa Heffernan. Going to set the score 5-8 Pace. Still very much in this game. Back to the face-off X. Face-offs have been very, very even throughout this whole game. Seem to be going both ways, but the Lisa Heffernan goal was assisted by Nikki Modis. Right in the 13th minute of the game. It's going to be a Pace ball. She brings it down to her attacking third, but well done, Tampa defense smacks it out of her stick. It's going to be Lexi Waters, but they regain possession and Pace is on their way. Tampa's defense seems to be a little less organized than last half. Last half they seemed to be pretty locked in, playing a very good man-to-man defense. And they still are, but they seem to not be tracking their players as well, which maybe caused the confusion for the last goal on Pace. Shot goes off, easy goalie save right to the net, or right to her stick. And they're going to start their offense from deep in their defensive half. Isabella Avila is going to start their offense, bringing it down the field. Start their passing behind the net in the X area. A little one-to-one situation. But well done defense by Pace. Blocked the pass, loose ball, but Tampa was able to regain the possession. And now they're going to restart their offense again. A lot of time on the possession clock, so no need to rush anything. But they just had a wide open girl right on top of the crease. Got to get our heads up. Some good defense by Pace, but it looks like it's going to be a foul. I think her stick might have hit the Tampa player's arm, so it's going to be a free position play for Tampa. Peyton Howell went to go take that shot, but blocked by the Pace goalie. And last half, we had a freshman goalie start the game for Pace, but she was subbed out for the junior goalie, Samantha Tangy. Maybe some little more experience was needed back there, which is totally fine, but she's going to start off the second half for Pace as well. Elsa Bronco was the freshman goalie that started the game for the Pace team. Got a little physical there in the middle, right by the face-off X, but it looks like it's going to be a Tampa ball rolling out right at the half-field mark as they make their way down the right side of the field. But seems to be a lot of commotion on the field. People aren't in their spots, defense is everywhere. And a missed pass by Tampa. It's going to end up being a Pace ball right in the middle of their 30-yard zone. So let's see if they can get some good offense generated right now. Spoke too soon. Pass was cut off by Tampa. Let's see if Tampa's offense can do something here. And nicely done by Peyton Howell. She has some really nice footwork, and she does a good job faking one way with her legs, leaving her stick high the other way, so it kind of gets the defenders shaking. And once you get them leaning, spin move off, and you have a perfect shot on goal. So she does a really good job with that, but fortunately she was unsuccessful that time. Shot went a little wide, but the Tampa player was the closer one to the outside, so she was able to restart the offense with the possession. Peyton Howell goes for the scoop shot, which she successfully did last half. A nice little ESPN highlight reel. But that one was unsuccessful. You're not going to get that every time. So Pace is going to start their offense down into their attacking third. Going to take their time. Maybe slow the game down a bit. There's been a lot of turnovers so far in this game. But what do you know? Tampa stopped that, and you have Sia Markowski bring the ball up the field. But Pace was there. When Sia passed the ball to her teammate, there was a swarm of Pace ladies there, which were able to kind of stop that. But quick Tampa timeout, so we'll see you soon.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back from the Tampa timeout. And we have Tampa possession right around the half-field mark, but they're going to make their way down the right side of their attacking third. Tampa is ranked number 1 nationally, and Pace is currently ranked number 8, but they did come into the season ranked number 2, and up until last week, they were still ranked number 2. This week is when they got knocked down to the number 8 spot, but Tampa still holds the number 1 seed right now. And a lot of schools from the Sunshine State Conference are nationally ranked in the top 20. You have Florida Southern at number 4, Lynn at 6, St. Leo at 8, and Embry-Riddle at 9. It's going to be free position play for Tampa, and it almost looks like it got deflected off the Tampa stick and regained by Tampa, but Peyton Howell maybe just rolled her ankle a little bit, got the foul drawn. She's going to have a free position play right now. See if she can capitalize on this opportunity. As I mentioned earlier, she has had a very successful junior year here at the University of Tampa, just completing over 100 goals, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and add another one to it because she capitalized on her player position, free position attempts. That is Peyton Howell unassisted. A little celebration song to celebrate, and some good positive energy from the Spartans sideline. It's going to set the score 9-5 Tampa with 8 and some change left in the third quarter here. Definitely not as physical this half as it was the last half, but never say never. It's not too late to start the physicality. There's a lot of game left, and frankly, Pace is still in this game very much. It's going to be Lexi Waters at the face-off X for Tampa. And it looks like a new Pace girl as well, but cannot see the jersey number. Looks like it was Sasha Kulo for the Pace face-off to start this half, but it was a Tampa possession, so we're going to be down in there attacking third right now. Bringing it around the X of the field, and a bad pass and a bad catch by Tampa. Huge turnover. Pace is making their way down the field. And one thing I do have to give a big shout out for Tampa is they have a lot of girls with speed on this team. I feel like every team normally has their one girl that isn't as fast as the rest, but Tampa has a lot of speed in all of their players, and frankly Pace does too, but it seems Tampa might beat them with the footwork, which maybe is helping them keep the lead and helps them do so well this whole season. But Pace has a lot of energy right now, wrapping around behind the net. It's got a one-on-one situation. They're looking for that cutting run, but unsuccessful. So they're going to bring it back around the back of the net. Maybe they should try to reset the offense. And they find that diagonal ball in, and it's going to be a Pace goal, setting the score 9-6 now, with 7:13 left in the quarter. You can tell their teams are trying to pump each other up still. You have a nice huddle from the offense and a huddle from the defense, probably going over some strategy as to how we can keep this momentum going. It's going to be a Pace goal by Gigi Genovese. Genovese? So sorry if I mispronounced that. And we're going to be back at the face-off X, and it looks like the same two ladies, Lexi Waters and Sasha Kulo, to take this face-off. Trying to get the proper settings for the face-off, and it's going to be a Tampa ball by Luck. It almost looked like Pace was going to have that possession, but the ball kind of swooped out of the net and fell right into a Tampa stick. So unfortunate for Pace, but you move on. Lacrosse is such a high-speed game, you really can't dwell on a mistake you made in the past. I think a lot of other sports, you can kind of sit there, contemplate your mistake, like baseball and softball, but not with lacrosse. The second you lose it, you're right back on defense, figuring out the next play. But it's going to be a Tampa possession on the right side of their offensive third. And Tampa players do a really good job of rotating spots. They do a really good job circling through and filtering out, which I think may cause the Pace defense to kind of get confused. But tried to find that diving ball in, and it was unsuccessful. Good defense by Pace. But now they're going to bring the ball to their attacking third, but Tampa is right there beside them. Sia Markowski on the defense. But Pace is going to take their time, maybe slow the game down, and restart their offense. They don't want to force anything. Sometimes it can be really easy to kind of go off the defense's energy and force a lot of passes, but it's really smart to just kind of relax, see what options you have, make the easy pass, and go from there. Pace had a few girls making those cutting runs on the top of the crease, but Tampa's defense is right there. And it would be a bad idea to try to find that pass because it's going to end up being a turnover. But call on the play. It's going to be a free position play for Pace. Want to say number 77, if I can see it right. Julia Lissy, and she capitalizes. Huge goal for Pace because now they're in such a comfortable area to potentially even take the lead in this game, and there's so much time left. But nicely done. Very composed on the offense. They drew the foul and they took advantage of the opportunity. Oh, correction on the play. The goal was scored by Gigi Genovese. So sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But well done. Puts the score 9-7 Tampa. Back at the face-off X. Same two ladies, Miss Waters from Tampa and Kulo from Pace. Pace being from New York, upstate New York, and honestly the northeastern region of the country has a very good lacrosse culture, both men and women. I think it's probably one of the more dominant sports in the Northeast. That and maybe soccer to go along with it, but definitely lacrosse. So these ladies have probably seen a lot of good competition when it comes to some teams, but I mean, as good as you can be, playing in the heat can really change a game. So we'll see how they're doing really well, it seems to be, with how the heat is. I mean, this is nothing for Tampa. But Tampa was circling around the goal, but there seems to be a call on the play. A lot of pointing by the ref, I'm unsure why. It's going to be a free position play for Tampa. If I was a goalie, I think I would like to be in this situation. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. So if I get hit by the ball, I'd probably cry. But it's going to be a Tampa goal. Number 33, Christina Sato. I believe unassisted off the free position play. Nicely done. And probably makes Tampa feel a little bit more comfortable. Puts a little bit more cushion between the scores of the game. Maybe they can kind of relax now. and go back to their roots, run the plays that they discuss and practice and whatnot. You know, refrain from the scrappy game, because that's when things can get a little hard. But we have a new face-off player for Tampa at the X. It's going to be number 50, Maddie Schillick. We've seen her a lot today. And the same pace girl, number 6, Sasha Kulo. Got just under 5 minutes left in the third period here. Ball goes up. Very 50-50 and a stick trip. I'm not sure how that wasn't a call, but Tampa gains possession after some roughness with the girls, but she kind of chucks that ball up to half, and luckily your player was there. They're going to start the offense. Christina Sato, who just scored the goal, is going to be the one to start their offense. Swinging it around, going to go behind the back of the net. See what they can do here. They have some type of play cooking up right now, because you can tell the players are in odd positioning. They're not kind of spread out. Ooh, unlucky by Tampa. Looks almost like it was going to be a bar down shot, but the ball deflected a little bit outside the line. But they're right back where they need to be, and a great save by pace goalie. Tampa got in, made that nice cutting run to the top of the crease, turn shot, but a nice save, or maybe it was a deflection, I'm unsure, but doesn't matter. It's not in the back of the Pace net, so Pace is happy with it. But they're going to start the possession deep in their defensive half. Make their way across the line, where she's met by a Tampa player who almost forced the turnover, but ref doesn't seem to like what she saw. Pace ball. So we're going to restart the Pace offense right now. Trying to make her way in there is number 2, Mackenzie Carretta. And wow, nice play, but unsuccessful. You have Marissa Dottie from Pace. She tried to give like a diving swoop ball low shot on net, but the goalie was able to save it. But it would have been a nice play. Tampa regains possession. Don't worry, there's a call again. Oh, a timeout. All right, timeout Tampa. So we will see you back here in just a short amount of time after the timeout. And it is Tampa 10, Pace 7. And we're back from the timeout, the Tampa timeout. with about 2.5 minutes left. It looks like it's going to be a Tampa ball right inside their 30-yard safe zone from the midfielders. See what they can do with it here. Tampa's going to bring their ball down, but Pace has a lot of girls defending right now. Maybe because she was inside the 30-yard free zone for the midfielders and the attackmen to come help play some defense. But they're going to bring the ball in and have some high-pressure situation. See what they can do with it, if they can get out. It almost seems like Pace's energy has just shot up to level 100 from the timeout, but Tampa is sure to humble them because it's a quick Tampa goal by no one else than Peyton Howell herself. And for those watching, as you can see, the stadium is on one of the most popular streets in Tampa, West Kennedy, so we get a lot of action from the fire department that's right there. As you can probably hear the sirens in the background. But we really are fortunate here at the University of Tampa to have such a beautiful field and such a beautiful city. And it's really, there's nothing like it. You're on vacation every day here. And as a student, it doesn't feel real sometimes. But to come back to the game, we're going to go to the face-off X, and it's going to be Mary Kay Persons. And I believe the same girl, Sasha Kulo, for Pace to go in the face-off X. Let's see which way. Oh. I think both girls might have jumped the gun on that one because I didn't even hear a whistle, but it's going to be a Pace ball coming down the right side of their attacking end. Score is now 11-7 Tampa. Pace very much still in this game, but if Tampa continues this energy and they grow the gap between goals, then it's going to be a little harder for Pace to get involved, but spoke too soon, might have jinxed it for Tampa because there's a Pace goal. 8 on the scoreboard now for them.
Center's goal scored by number 15, Marissa Doty.
It's going to be goal for number 15, Marissa Dottie, from number 2, Mackenzie Corrida. Well done there. That was a nice scrappy play, kind of do what you can do to get the goal in. Definitely no routine stuff practice there, but well done for Pace. Pace is doing a really good job. The second Tampa's getting a goal, within the next minute they are capitalizing on a situation, which frankly keeps Tampa very humble in this game. Kind of letting them know we're still here no matter how far away the goal is. But we're going to go back to the face-off X now. Big ball to a 50-50 territory. And Pace thought it was going to be theirs. They were wrong. Tampa possession in their offensive half. Going to try to restart the offense here. Oh, go to goal. And number 26, Mary Kate Person, again with the goal today. I believe that's number 2 for her, if I'm not mistaken. But that was nicely done. She had the space, she took it, capitalizing on it, and some nice celebrations from Tampa. It's going to be 8-12 now, Tampa. But I was mentioning earlier how Tampa is such a high-scoring team. Frankly, so is Pace. First game of the year, 20-8 win when they played Roberts Wesleyan. It's an upstate New York team. And again, 17-5, 17-14. They know and they're very familiar with putting the ball in the back of the net. which may be why this is such a good game. Both teams are so used to constant scoring. This game kind of slows them down a bit. Maybe they needed it. But we're going to go to the face-off X once again. And let's see which way it goes. Ball goes up. Tampa tries to scoop. 3 girls from Pace swarm her, and somehow it makes it out to a Tampa net, or a Tampa stick. Lexi Waters with it, and we got a one-on-one with the goalie. Nicely done, Tampa. If you can guess who scored it and you said Peyton Howell, you're probably correct, because it was Peyton Howell. But she did not do that goal alone. That was very, very nicely done. The most proper composure we've probably seen all game from a goal. We had a Tampa win on the possession from the face-off. A girl took her time, made it down the field. She had a one-on-one with the goalie, but unselfishly passed it to Peyton Howell with the defender in between them, and Peyton simply put it right in the back of the net where it's supposed to be. Bang, Tampa goal. It'll be 13-8 now. Number 33 was the assister, Christina Sato. So that was a really big assist for her. Very nicely done play. If I was a coach, I'd be very satisfied with that. But it's going to be Tampa possession off the face-off, and Lexi Waters hits the turf. Almost looks like she got cut off by 2 Pace girls, and her only option was to either run them over or fall herself. So probably made the right decision there to fall. Sia Markowski is going to start the offense for Tampa. But the play with Lexi Water ended up on the ground. It's going to be a penalty for Pace. What number? 29? On number 29, Alyssa Wolf, a junior defender. But Tampa's going to pick up the possession right at the 12-meter arc, but wow, that looked like a big stick push from Pace. So another yellow card is going to be granted to Pace, which is going to put the Tampa offense up a man by 2. So number 27, Gigi Genovese. And we've heard her name a lot today. She's been a very big, impactful player for Pace with pushing of their offense, because she is a midi, so she's able to be both in the offense and the defense this whole game. So she's been a very crucial player for them. But it's going to run out of time for the third quarter here. We're going to have the teams are going to switch halves, and we'll be off for the fourth and final quarter. It's Tampa 13 and 8 for Pace. We will see you after the break.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back for the fourth and final quarter of the Spartans versus Pace game here at Namoli Family Stadium. It is 13 Tampa and 8 Pace. What's the vibe? And it's slowly getting a little more hot. We started the game at 73 degrees, but now it is 80 and there's not a cloud in the sky. So the upstate New York team Pace, we'll see how they do with the heat in this fourth and final quarter. Got a little bit of room to make up here, as Tampa's been on a little high energy roll with the goals. But certainly Pace is still in this game. As you know, they switched sides, so if you're watching the screen, Tampa's now scoring to the right, and Pace is going to be scoring to the left. So we got Tampa offense trying to find that slot by the top of the crease, and it is unsuccessful, but luckily they were there closest to the end line and able to regain and pick up that possession where they left off. And a nice little rolling ball, and it does end up in the back of the net, but there was a call on the ref, but she did say yes to the goal. And it's going to be number 30 with the goal, Isabel McGarvey, from number 33, Christina Sato. That was a weird situation. We had a call from the ref on a whistle, but then they allowed the goal. But that's okay. I'm sure the Spartans will take it. It's going to put them apart now 14-8, slowly growing that gap that Tampa is so used to throughout this whole entire season. And familiar in the face-off X is number 6, Sasha Kulo from Pace, and Mary Kate Persons, number 26 on Tampa. We've seen them go against each other a lot this game, and they've both been doing a really good job. Oh, my bad. Number 50, Maddie Schillick, but she's also been in that face-off X majority of the game as well. And 50-50 ball, a lot of sticks grabbing for it. And Tampa went to pick it up, but it gets the call from the ref for some reason. But they're going to bring the ball back close to the half point just to restart the offense, and they're down in the attacking third quickly. Bring that ball around. They tried to find that girl inside, but there's a call on the play. Unsure what the reason is, but it's going to be a free position play for Tampa, and it looks like number 33, Christina Sato, is the ball. She's had some great success in this position throughout this game before. I believe she's at 3 goals, went for the 4th, but ended up on the turf somehow. Looks like she almost got tripped by a cleat or something. There was a lot of girls in there. Easily happens, but Pace in their first possession of the first quarter, and a really great opportunity almost had, but the girl who made the cutting run from the negative diagonal went to go make a little spin move, got too dizzy, ball left the pocket, but that's all right. More opportunities to come. But the ball is quickly found in the Tampa attacking third, where they're going to take their time, try to find a good opportunity here. They have a little bit more comfort now to maybe try some new things, take their time, just because now their goal gap is 6 goals. And it's the last quarter, so we'll see what happens. But they're going to bring it around the 12-meter arc now to the back of the net. Tampa does a good job with the one-on-ones. They like to take people on, and they're not afraid to. And our superstar of the game, Peyton Howell, again with the goal. And she is just having herself a great season, and it's so nice to see, because you can tell her teammates are supporting her, and they are just as happy for her as she is herself. But she's not a selfish player on the field either. She really takes her time, and she's not afraid to give that ball off and let someone else have a shot. But when she has her own opportunity, you know she's going to capitalize on it. But there is going to be a quick timeout here with the score 15-8 Tampa, and 12 and some change left in the quarter. So we'll see you back here in a little bit. Welcome back from the timeout. We ended on a goal last, so we're going to be right at the face-off X to start this. 12 minutes and 11 seconds left. So far for both teams, they've had a lot of shots on goal, pretty much even. Tampa has had 29 shots and Pace has had 23 shots. But where they definitely separate themselves is the fouls. Pace has had 13 fouls versus Tampa's 8. Almost the same as the score. But that's all right. Tampa starts their offense in their attacking third. Everyone seems to be very spread out right now. A little slow start from the timeout break. You have Sia Markowski playing with the ball. Maybe just stalling some time for her team to set up. But they're going to move the ball around in all the space that they have. Really not taking any rush to get a goal. Rightfully so, as they have such a big lead now on Pace. Something you haven't really seen a lot this game is shots from a distance. You really haven't seen anyone kind of step up and try to shoot from the 8-meter arc. Everyone loves to just get the diving ball inside, just like Tampa did just then. That was an interesting play because a Pace girl was knocked over on her back, no call, and then Tampa scores a goal. Number 26, Mary-Kate Person, who is your face-off specialist as well, scores the goal for Tampa. It's going to be 8-16 now. And if you're watching, you can see the Tampa sideline doing a nice little celebration dance. It's always nice to see a team be so happy for a goal scorer and stuff. I'm sure all the Pace family and friends that have joined us for the game in person is loving this Florida heat. You don't get a lot of it in New York. Being a New Yorker myself, you get summer about 2 months out of the year, and it's not even a great summer, to be honest with you. Here in Tampa, we get summer 10 months out of the year, and even when it's our quote-unquote version of winter, you still have sunshine and there's no snow. So you really can't complain that much. But from the face-off, Tampa went to go gain the possession, but there was a call on the play, so little turnovers, going to be pace ball, but Tampa's pressure is definitely there as they are struggling to get it out of their half and cross the midfield line. But they do it successfully. And now Pace is going to make their way, trying to get into their attacking third, but again, Tampa's defense has been so strong this game that Pace sometimes even struggles to get it into the attacking third, maybe into their attacking half, but what is that going to do without the attacking third? And there was a really nice shot on goal right there from Pace. Again, that diving run into the crease circle area, cutting ball in, but it was unsuccessful. It was a great save by the goalie. Tampa's goalie today is number 60, Savvy Barbosa. She's had a really successful game, the sophomore from Colorado. A lot of young goalkeepers for Tampa. The oldest one is a sophomore. You have the sophomore Savvy, who's in net right now. Another sophomore who doesn't really get a lot of play time, but that's all right. Stack up the bench. I guess you have one senior goalkeeper from Tampa, but same with Pace. Pace has a young goalkeeper that started the game, and they put the vet in eventually. But she's no match for the Tampa offense. You have another Tampa goal. Number 30, I believe it was, Isabel McGarvey. Nicely done. She really had good composure with her stick when she got that ball. Nice diving shot right into the bottom corner of the net. Goalie couldn't even probably see it, honestly. But nicely done. It's now 17-8. And maybe this is when Tampa really begins to capitalize on opportunities. They're slow and steady first half of the game. Maybe try to tease the other team into thinking that they're really in this. And then second half comes along and they go goal for goal back to back. So nicely done by Tampa. Hopefully Pace can keep their energy up to try to stay alive in this game. I mean, yet they are behind 9 goals, but there's also 9 minutes left. So a lot of time for them to run a good competitive fourth quarter. But we're going to be back at the face-off X again. Looking at the two sidelines for the team, it almost looks like Tampa has doubled the subs that Pace does. Maybe that's because not all the Pace roster travels, but who knows? Looked like it tried to be a Tampa possession into the offense, but there was a call on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a Pace ball coming out of their defensive half. 2 Tampa girls close by to put that pressure on right away once the whistle goes. And it only took 3 quarters and a few minutes for the first Tampa penalty. Number 4, Lexi Waters, a pretty big player in today's match. She's going to get 2 minutes. So Tampa's going to be down 1 man, but I'm sure they'll be able to make that work with no troubles at all. And a big body hit from Grace Lynchenberg onto a Pace player. Probably knocked the wind out of her a little bit. But it's going to be a penalty for dangerous contact. And what do you know, it took all game to get the Tampa first penalty, and within 10 seconds we have 2. But she's only out for 1 minute. So they're going to be, Pace is going to be up 2 men for at least a minute here. And even then they'll have another 45 seconds to be up 1 man. So they're going to start behind the X, or in the X area behind the net. Shot on net, but a save from the goalie, and it almost looked like it rolled out of her stick at first, but quick panic to put the stick on net on top, and it was fine. But now starts Tampa's offense. Sia Markowski She's going to distribute the ball to someone with less pressure than her. And they're going to be down the left side of the attacking third. Some good defense by Pace, but not good enough to stop the Tampa offense as they run around the back of the net up to the right side. Tampa does a good job making space for each other. If they can see a player running into another player's space, that other player is sure to check out of the space. Someone will filter in, and it leaves nice gaps for people to take advantage of with their offense. And maybe that's why they're so good at finding those spectacular plays and making that cutting run to the top of the crease look so easy. But there was a call on the play, and it remained Tampa possession. Grace Lynchburg back from her 1-minute penalty. She's going to take the possession. Lichtenberg. Wow. Berger. Okay, wow. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're watching about that pronunciation. But Tampa's going to run out of their possession clock here. And it looks like they're going to start possession deep in the corner of their defensive half. So they have a lot of field to make up right now. But I'm sure they'll do it fine. All the penalties have now expired, so it's back to the 12v12 that they're used to. Pace makes their way into their offensive half. Number 22, Natasha Franchina. Probably on an 80-yard run right there to start the offense. Then pass it around the 12-meter arc. A nice shot on goal, but a save for Tampa. Sevi Barbosa said, no thank you. And Tampa's going to start their offense. As I had mentioned before, Tampa has their first conference game next week against Florida Southern on Wednesday. And it is going to be the stand as one game, so those familiar with Tampa's culture, our school motto is stand as one. So that's when we try to get every sport team to come out and celebrate, wear their team shirts, and celebrate being a Spartan in support of another team. Peyton Howell tried to get the shot off, even though there was some pretty hard physicality against her, and ends up getting a call. So it's going to be a Pace ball now, coming out deep from their end line. And we saw that one coming. We had a check with the stick from Peyton Howell, and I believe she's going to be... Oh, maybe not. I thought she was going to get the penalty, but I guess not. It's going to be a Tampa or Pace timeout. So we'll see you back here after the timeout. It is 17 Tampa and 8 to Pace. So we'll see what happens with these 5 minutes left in the fourth and final quarter. after the timeout here. 17-8 Tampa right now. And I believe it's going to be a pace possession deep in their defensive half. But they're going to make some ground quick with a big goalie pass from the net. And a 3v1 against Tampa and make it 4. And the call. That you could kind of probably foreshadow. But it's going to be a pace ball right on the halfway mark. And Tampa is out shooting pace, but not by much. 31 shots to 26. And we're going to have a pushing call. Number 18, Jill Kobach. 28? 48, my apologies. Audrey Wisdom. It's going to get the call. It's going to be 1 minute, but we're already 15 seconds into it. So pace is now going to be up a man, and they have been unsuccessful with scoring on these opportunities. And same with Tampa. Tampa had a situation where 3 girls from pace were out on a penalty, and no goal was scored. Pace just had 2 girls from Tampa out on penalty, and still no goal. So hopefully this time they can take advantage of it, yet they only have 20 seconds left too, and they just turned the ball over. So it's going to be a Tampa ball starting right around that 30-yard mark. And now they're rolling right into their offensive third, where they probably feel most comfortable. Isabel McGarvey has some good composure on the ball. She knows how to slow the clock down while putting herself in a good position to start the offense. Gonna swing it around the back of the net. Try to find that slot inside, but it was unsuccessful. And it was a loose ball, but Sia Markowski was there to pick it up and try to restart the offense, but just one of those things where people get too excited, you kind of get hot hands, and the ball doesn't go where you anticipate it to. So it was a turnover, and it's going to be a pace ball as they make their way across the halfway point. I hope all these girls are wearing sunscreen today because the sun is shining, and I know that turf burn is going to hurt for that pace girl. Lexi Waters had a pretty harsh 2-hand push there with her stick, and I'm assuming she's going to get the penalty right now, and Pace is going to get the opportunity to score on net. It is going to be a yellow card for Lexi Waters. 2 minutes. Rightfully so. That was a 2-hand. She put both hands on the stick body and pushed the girl with her hands on the outsides of the girl, if that makes sense. So she's going to get that call. And Pace is going to get a good opportunity here right on the 12-meter arc to take advantage and go to goal. They're definitely overdue for a goal right now, as Tampa's been on a pretty big rally. I think it's 5 or 6 goals now they've had in a row. And granted, Pace hasn't had a lot of offensive opportunities either. Had a shot on net right there, but Barbosa was easily able to save that with confidence. And here we go with Tampa offense. And Pace is going to be man up right now, so hopefully they can cause a turnover and try to make their way down the field pretty quick. Got a minute and 15 seconds left on this penalty to take advantage, but Tampa just drew a foul. Grace Lichtenberger got pushed with her stick, but not as harsh as Lexi Waters pushed the one girl, so she won't have a scoring opportunity. She'll just start the ball with the opponent 4 meters back. Potentially spoke too soon, though. There is a Pace penalty for offsides, not for the push, but for the offsides. It's going to be number 20, Anna Cuccio going to get 1 minute out of the game right now. So we're back to even. It's going to be 11v11, which you probably won't notice a big difference there. You can see that, or I don't know if you can see, but Pace has their offense. They have one pushing super high in a 1v1 situation and one pushing super wide. They're probably trying to spread the defense out so that when everyone makes that transition down, there's a lot more space for the offense to take advantage. But it's going to be a Tampa ball using the space way outside of the 12-meter arc to slow the game down and try to make a defensive play and hit the stick, but Peyton Powell said no, that will be my ball, thank you. And now she's going to make her moves as she is on the right side of the offensive third. Wide open Tampa player. She really has a lot that she can do there right now. Maybe try a 1v1 situation, or you have the girl deep, passes it to the girl towards the end line on a 1v1 situation. Midfielder comes down from the line, and she's going to have a lot of space. Number 44, Kaylee Fladricken. She's been a big player at this game as well. A few goals under her belt. Whoa there. I think the Tampa girl must... Oh, I see. The shot clock was running out. She kind of got rid of it as deep away from their goal, Tampa's goal, as possible. So right over the end line. And that is where Pace will have to start their offense from. A lot of ground to make up and not a lot of time. The game is slowly running out. Slowly but quickly with 20 seconds left. But this is a big win for Tampa as they go into their first conference play next week on a 9-0 win streak. And with the big target on their back from the national championship, I'd say that they're handling it pretty well. So that is your final of the game today. It is Tampa 17, Pace 8. And we want to thank you for tuning in to TampaSpartans.tv. This is where you can find all the Tampa games live, all the home games and conference games. And you can do TampaSpartans.stats too if you want to keep up with it, whatever you want. But we really appreciate you tuning in today at Namoli Family Athletic Stadium. And a beautiful sunny day in Tampa. Everyone enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. My name is Lillian. Thanks for listening.